Like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GGD Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Ticket TV and they weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop until you get your mouth on LDBC. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, look in y'all. Independence start with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yup, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got them banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right, man. Salute to everybody in the building. Appreciate all y'all tapping on in, man. And if y'all can hear me, man, press 2 as y'all come on in here, man. Hit 2 if y'all can hear me. Got a mic check. 1 2 1 2. Press 2 if y'all can hear me, man. We're gonna get right to it real quick, man. As I heard Flacco talking about this, man, and I was like, damn, dog. They seem like they really following up on this whole situation. I did a video about a month ago, I would say, and I told you guys about them youngsters that got unalived, who were outside of a Lil Baby video shoot, and the police department down there in Atlanta came out and blamed it on Lil Baby. Basically, Lil Baby came out defending himself, and basically, okay, y'all can hear me. Salute everybody. Basically, y'all smash the like, share, subscribe. Basically, you know what I'm saying? The Atlanta PD wants Lil Baby bad. They made this clear in the press conference. And if you guys don't remember that, we'll go through that in a second. But now, man, apparently in court, according to these reports, in court, man, apparently this has come up, man. Now, apparently what's being reported is, as you guys can see right here, it says investigator, hold on, let me see if I can go back some. Right there. Infamous Sylvia went, I guess, to the Fulton County Court today, and basically blogged about what her experience was there at the court today. Now it says that on my way to Fulton County Court, 3/31/25, just noticed I didn't bring my SD card for today's hearing, and then she put the hashtags over there, as you guys can see. And then the next tweet, she tweeted out, investigator Viverito is on the stand. We're listening to wiretapped calls. Someone mentioned that Lil Baby had tickets on some people's heads. Hashtag. Now let me see. This is the thing right here. I'm telling you guys, man. I'm looking at this thing, man. This thing. If she's telling the truth about this tweet right here, this thing finna get real ugly, man. If she's telling the truth about what they said in court. Now, again, she's saying that investigator Viverito is on the stand. And she said, we're listening to wiretap calls. Someone mentioned that Lil Baby had tickets on some people's heads. Now, does that mean that that's true? No. Somebody else could say that. It's not saying that it has Lil Baby on wiretaps, but, you know what I'm saying? They're saying that on a wiretap, I guess she's saying that they're alleging that they heard this on a wiretap in court today. And also says that the defense is questioning investigator Viverito, a heated discussion about gang association and membership determination between Addie Tevis and Viverito. Judge Hughes had to intervene, right? And then she retweeted this thing right here that said the head of Georgia PD Council's gang unit reportedly said his office is preparing to defend against a potential 4PF RICO. Man, bro. So I don't know, man. I know one thing that last month the police came out and the police had this to say, and they actually, like I said, it was two youngsters that were 13 years old that got unalived. They basically were saying that Lil Baby had a video shoot in a rival's area. The police said, "Oh, he had no business being over there," and they said that that caused this action, and that caused these two dudes to who were innocent. They said the bystanders to get hit up and to lose their life. Now, I never could see how they could blame somebody else coming in and shooting up the place on Lil Baby, but that's exactly what the police try to do, and I'm gonna let y'all hear what they had to say.
Out here today, as you always do, as a strong partner, making sure we have a safe Atlanta, Georgia. I'm joined today by our actually very brand new special agent in charge of the Atlanta field office, Paul Brown. Welcome, sir. I believe this is your first week here in Atlanta. Yes, sir. Glad to have you with us, already hitting the ground running, and the long-standing support the Atlanta Police Department has had from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Also joined today by Major Pete Malecki, who is the commander of our Major Crime Section, as well as Major Ralph Woolfolk, who oversees our Violent Crime Interdiction Section. The last time we gathered here as a police department with the media, we were asking for help from the community to be able to bring to custody the murders of two 13-year-olds in our city. I met just a moment ago with the mother of one of those young men, Michelle Freeman, and we were talking about the journey she's been on. The morning that she lost her son, 13-year-old friend of his, and an 11-year-old that was injured that day. They're all celebrating a birthday party when gang violence and gun violence found its way to Spark Street. And Ms. Freeman knows that she has the condolence and the support of the Atlanta Police Department. It was there on July the 2nd. It continues today. And we made a commitment when we stood before you last time on Spark Street that we were going to identify the murders in that case. And not only were we going to identify the murders in that case, we were going to bring them to justice. And we're here today to give you an update on everyone being brought to justice that committed those crimes. Those crimes were just not against the Freeman family or the Davis family. Those crimes were not just against the Oakland City community or here on Spark Street. These crimes were against all of Atlanta. Because when gun violence touches this neighborhood and can claim the lives of two 13-year-olds, it touches every Atlanta neighborhood. And since those early morning hours, this police department has not tired in identifying who committed those crimes and bringing them to justice. And I want to acknowledge a number of the units that have been working since that morning and that have not stopped. Our homicide team, our gang unit, an analyst working out of public safety headquarters, the district attorney's office, and the FBI. And these individuals that committed the crime here on July 2nd were dangerous individuals that, if allowed to remain free on the streets of Atlanta, Georgia, were going to use guns again to harm. These individuals cannot just be taken off the street without risk to law enforcement. And thanks to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, our Apex unit, our ACE unit, and our fugitive units, we have taken into custody the last two individuals that we have sought for this horrible crime. And we couldn't do that without the community. Because if you remember the last time we were here, we were going door to door on every home in this neighborhood asking for the community support. So for everyone that has provided a tip, that has called Crime Stoppers, for everyone that has worked with our investigators, I want to thank you. Because everyone has a role in keeping Atlanta safe. I'm going to turn the microphone now over to the special agent in charge of the FBI field office. And Zach Brown, I do want to thank you for all the work that your team has been providing. Long before you arrived in the city, we've had a strong partnership with the FBI. And for us to be able to stand here and tell the Atlantans we have removed two more dangerous murders off the street, we want to thank you for your role in making that happen. Thank you. All right.
Thank you. I'm Paul Brown, the special agent in charge of FBI Atlanta's division. And it's first and foremost, I want to offer my deepest condolences to the Davis and Freeman families. No family should have to bury their 13-year-old children. The FBI is here as part of our joint efforts with the Atlanta Police and other law enforcement partners to solve cases just like this. The FBI assisted this case. It's part of our ongoing commitment to APD to combat violent crime and gang violence that's plaguing our communities. Everyone should feel safe and secure in their community and their homes. Atlanta's violent crimes and gang squads work every day with APD and our other law enforcement partners in concert and through our Atlanta Metro Major Offenders Task Force and through our Atlanta Safe Streets Task Force to get violent criminals like Tredon Crawford and Ali Caldwell off the streets. We will continue to use every resource available, working with our partners to include the Atlanta Police Department to keep our communities safe. Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon. I'm Major Pete Malecki. I'm over our major crime section. So as Chief Shearbaum stated, several weeks after this incident took place, we were out here holding a very similar press conference, and we were asking for the help from the community. In just a moment, I'm going to show you some pictures of 7 individuals that we were able to take into custody in conjunction with this tragic incident. I stood here and told you the story how on July 2nd, just after midnight of last year, we had 2 13-year-olds and 11-year-old celebrating the birthday of Lamont Fremont. He had just turned 13, and he got to experience about 30 minutes of being a teenager before his life was taken. And when I turn it over to Major Woolfolk, he's going to discuss some of the investigative techniques and really the gang involvement and the gang ties that led to this incident taking place. But one thing I want to make absolutely clear, and I said it then and I'll say it again, these kids were innocent victims. So when we talk about the gang involvement, these 2 13-year-olds and this 11-year-old, they didn't have a gang involvement. We didn't have interactions with them as a police department. They were good kids in the community, and unfortunately, their futures, their lives were taken. So I do want to thank all the community members that gave us tips and information on this case. And while I can't say necessarily that one individual tip broke this thing open, each tip is like a little puzzle piece. And we took every one of those, glued them together, and we're able to thankfully bring this case to resolution. And I will say that even though we have made 7 arrests, we never stop working cases. So if anyone has more information, we would ask that you do bring that forward, provide that to us, and we will certainly investigate every detail of those tips. So right now we're going to show some images of the individuals that we have made arrests on. So 5 of these individuals we already had in custody, we had arrested. Some of them were in jail on previous charges not related to this. So once we established probable cause, we're able to serve the jails in which they're housed with these arrest warrants. So the first one there is Mr. Sanders. Let's flip in. Richard Hollis. Reginald Thomas. Marcus Crawford. Mr. Mobley. Traydon Crawford. And Traydon is one of the individuals that we took into custody yesterday. And then the final 7th individual is Mr. Ollie Caldwell. If you notice with these individuals, 2 of them share the same last name. It's because they are brothers. So it seems like there was some type of family history of gang activity, gang involvement. And unfortunately, on the night of July 2nd, that escalated to 2 13-year-old children losing their lives. So I'm going to turn it over to Major Ralph Woolfolk, and he will discuss a little bit of the gang conflict and some of the investigative techniques and procedures that we used to get us here today. So thank you.
Thanks, Major. My name is Major Ralph Woolfolk of the Violent Crime Interdiction Section. And I first want to say the overall theme of this case is grown men playing gangster that left 2 of our children in graves and a community in fear. And we know in these communities that strength is about building community, not destroying it. And in this case, leaving 2 young people in their grave. I want to thank the community that was here with our investigation team from the inception of this incident. Out on the night of the incident, we not only received investigative assistance from this community, but we also saw a community that was full of compassion and love. Video evidence depicted several people in this community pouring out of their apartments, attempting to triage wounds, attempting to transport persons to the hospital, and making several 911 calls from this community that were used throughout our investigation that led ultimately, with their assistance, to some of the apprehensions in this case. I want to also thank the FBI, who has not only been an incredible partner to us throughout this investigation, but has also been a consistent partner to us throughout our fight, as Chief Shearbaum always says, against gangs, guns, and drugs. We have had a consistent partnership with the FBI that has aided us in suppressing our violent crime. And for our team members internally in the Atlanta Police Department that spent countless hours investigative hours. A tandem approach, collaborative approach between homicide, between gangs, between our ACE unit, between our intelligence analysts, and several other internal units throughout the police department that spent countless hours working this case. I remember getting a call from the gang unit over 4th of July weekend asking to go up on a wiretap investigation. And subsequent to that call, the next 48 hours were spent on the phone with our district attorney's office, who was a great support to us throughout this investigation and trying to stand that T3 up. And through that investigation, our gang unit sacrificed vacations. Our gang unit sacrificed time with loved ones, sacrificed relationships throughout the course of this investigation. In 5,424 man hours from July 10th through October 30th, that was spearheaded by the Atlanta Police Gang Unit in a wire room to ultimately assemble key facts and elements leading us to where we are in the investigation. And for the investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence that was orchestrated by adults in our city. And cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw homicides and shootings, and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions. Ultimately, there are components of this investigation that led back to a prison in the state of Georgia where an illegal phone, a contraband phone, was used to orchestrate these acts. There was a hit called by a high-ranking gang member on the opposite side of that opposing rapper's gang. And I'll tell you today, that gang was Goodfellas. Goodfellas Criminal Street Gang being one of the most hyper-violent gangs in the city of Atlanta. And we will pursue you relentlessly in making sure that we keep this city safe and suppressing violence throughout our city. And lastly, I'll say, as Major Malecki indicated, there is still a $50,000 reward that is on the table for additional information in relationship to this case. And our detectives and our officers, through all of the internal units and external units that you see here today, will be knocking on doors and working with this community that has been so resilient to collect additional information to continue to move this investigation forward. Thank you.
We'll now open up for questions. We'll start on that side with Tom Reagan.
Yeah, well, these 3 juveniles, I mean, was it a crossfire situation? Were they targeted? Was there a gun battle between rival gang elements? No, there was not. We do believe that the 3 juveniles, 2 were killed, 1 who was injured, they were just outside on the steps celebrating a birthday party. We don't believe that they were the intended targets of that gunfire. But these individuals that we have shown indiscriminately opened fire on that apartment complex, resulting in these 3 children getting injured and killed.
And a quick follow-up question: the person who made the call for a hit from prison, that isn't one of the first people who are already in jail. This is another individual we're talking about.
Yeah, the individual that orchestrated this from Hancock State Prison, he was already incarcerated.
So he's going to be charged in this, of course, too.
Yeah, he has been charged.
Yeah, so I have a couple questions. The last 2 people, I know that you said that one of them was Traydon Crawford. Who was the other person that you just arrested? Ali Caldwell. Okay. And so then, are we going to name the gang on the other side? We named the Goodfellas, but what's the name of the gang that's affiliated with this rapper that we're not naming?
Yeah, at this time, so not to compromise the integrity of this investigation, we will not be naming that gang. It is a hyper-violent hybrid street gang here in the city of Atlanta, and there's subsequent information that will follow in the upcoming preliminary hearing.
So these guys were arrested with Goodfellas members?
Yes. Yep.
No further questions? Chief, you can just remind everyone.
So that's basically what it is, man. Lady says she was in court today. She says that the investigator was on the stand, and she said that they're listening to wiretap calls, and someone mentioned that Lil Baby had tickets on some people's head. Now, again, I'm pretty sure Lil Baby gonna have a lot to say about that with them type of allegations being put on him. I'm pretty sure he is going to have a strong rebuttal and denial of that. And the question is who do they have on the wiretaps? That's the question. The police came out and damn near put everything on him. I mean, from that other situation, you know, saying that, oh, it was because he went over there and did a video in other people's territory. That, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people wasn't feeling that. They was like, hold on, how you gonna tell a person where you can go, where you can't go, and then blame him for somebody else's actions? People felt that way about it. You know, some people felt a different way. Some people wanted to hold him responsible and said that you doing that knucklehead stuff. People saying different things, right? It's all about how you personally feel about the situation. It's all about how y'all feel about the situation. You know, as I said to you guys, man, you know, I don't know what's going to happen, but they keep leaking out this information and saying these certain things, man. When there's smoke, there's probably gonna be fire, man. So, you know, I hope Lil Baby didn't have nothing to do with this stuff, man. You know, very talented guy, man, out of Atlanta, man. You know, they got a lot of talented guys out of Atlanta too, man. So I hope he don't get caught up, man. You guys, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all feel. Like, share, subscribe. But it seems like the Atlanta PD and the FBI are on a mission. Different what they talking, and they sound like they on a mission for real. So we'll have to see what happens. I'm gonna keep y'all informed on what the situation is. Y'all smash a like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. All right, you guys. So we appreciate everybody that popped in, supported this video. Make sure that you guys shop our merch. We got that new A Weapons merchandise right there below this video. All you gotta do is look below. The links will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well to get the merch, to donate, support the channel, and subscribe to our podcast show. You'll see all those links pinned at the top of the comment section of this video. And we appreciate everybody that supports this channel and our networks. Also, that straight drop weight loss formula. Go to the website. You guys will see that. A link for that will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well. Go right there for all of your weight loss needs. Straight drop weight loss formula. We have a lot of testimonials on the website. You can go to www.str-8-drop.com and get you some of the weight loss formula today. Take your weight loss serious. Get in the gym, work out, exercise, and do what you got to do to stay on point. We appreciate everybody that's been locked into this video. Again, all the links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. Salute to all of y'all. And again, we appreciate everybody who support what we doing over here.